Hi everyone, Cindy Squirrel here. Well, today it's minus 14 out right now, so it's a good day for me to make my Grandma Fawcett's secret Christmas pudding recipe because I cook it on the wood stove for 6 hours. Okay, now I'll show you what all the ingredients are. So there's Grandma's Christmas pudding recipe. So I've got everything on the butcher block that I need. That's a lot of ingredients. We need a cup of raisins and a cup of currants. Now Bob had to drive an hour west to get currants because they didn't have them in town. And, oh, I don't have carrots out here. I need carrots. I need 1 cup of grated carrot, 1 cup of grated potatoes, 1 cup of grated apple, and Bob had to drive an hour in the other direction to the abattoir and got me fresh beef suet. Now, the guy just gave it to him, but I only need a cup of it. If you buy it in the store, which we can't get here, it'll probably come in a container like this, and it'll be like little pellets because it's already they've put it through the grinder. So I'm going to have to grind my own suet, but that's okay. At least I've got suet. Need a cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1½ cups of flour, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of, where's my cinnamon? Okay, I don't have cinnamon out here. So half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of ground cloves. And Grandma always put in a few tablespoons of the candied cherries. My Uncle Bernard didn't like the green ones, but he still ate the pudding. And a couple tablespoons of the candied peel. Now, it's been 23 years since I've had Christmas pudding, and I can't wait to make it and eat it. Good job, Bob. Okay, so I put all the dry ingredients in here, and I'm just going to mix them up. That was the flour, 1½ cups of flour, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon baking soda, half a teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon cinnamon, half a teaspoon nutmeg, half a teaspoon cloves, and half a teaspoon of salt. And get all your brown sugar lumps out of there. And then when I grate the apple and the potatoes, I can throw them right into here and give them a light toss so before they turn brown. Okay, I'm going to add the suet actually now and mix that all in really nicely with the flour. I added the 1 cup of potato and the 1 cup of carrots into the dry and get them all coated with flour. And then I'll move on to chopping up some maraschino the candied cherries into small pieces. Almost forgot about the carrot. 1 cup of carrot. That's about 2 carrots equals a cup. 2 apples equals a cup. 2 potatoes equal a cup. Just stir that all up. Now it doesn't really say how much candied cherries, but I think Dad's mentioned once that it was a couple tablespoons of each. So I'm gonna put those in and then some candied peel. I don't know if you didn't notice or anything, but there was no liquid added to this. So it's going to be a tough thing to get completely stirred up. The only liquid is from your carrots and potatoes and apples. I'll get this all stirred up and then I'll get the dish ready for you. Okay, now comes the fun part. Now, these dishes I've had forever, and I really never knew what they were for. I just thought they were nice serving bowls. But these are actually for Christmas pudding. I don't know if you can see the marks, and that's for the water flow underneath the puddings. And they have the big rim to put the string on. So we're just going to oil these up, and then in the bottom, I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper. And then we're going to add our pudding on that. Because when these are done, you dump them out onto a plate. So I'm just going to put a piece of parchment on the bottom, which will be the top. And hopefully it'll slide out nicer. Now, I've got them divided because I'm making two. Because one is going to, like I said, I haven't been down south in 23 years for Christmas. So this one I'm going to give to my dad and my brother for them to enjoy on Christmas Day, but I'm going to be at my son's place, so this one is for me and my son. And I'm just going to make the top. You put parchment paper on the top, so just do that. And like I said, I've already got the roasting pan full of water boiling on the wood stove. Just a second while I turn off the kettle. Okay, so make sure that that's punched down real good. No air, no pockets of air anyways in there, and it's nice and tight. And then lay this parchment paper on top. And then we're going to cover the bowl with tin foil. But you're going to make this little fold here. Open it up. And then that's going to be in the center of your bowl. And that's for expansion. I'll just get this all nice and tight. And then I'm going to wrap it with cord nice and tight. Now you're going to have to try and make a little handle here because you want to be able to get this out of the water when it's boiling. So into that rim of twine, pull it out. And knot it up onto that. And then there you go. You've got a handle. And we're going to trim off all this excess tin foil. Okay, so see the little handle I've made for it? And you put it in your roasting pan and make sure it's always halfway up is covered in hot water. So always keep a tea kettle of water. We're going to put the other pudding in. I'm going to put the lid on, and we're going to let that boil for 5 to 6 hours. Okay, the moment of truth is here. They've been cooking for 5 hours. I'm going to leave that one the way it is, put it in the fridge, and on Christmas Day, you put it back in some water, and you let it steam for 4 hours, and it will be fully warmed up again. And it will keep for 2 months. I don't know if I said that before, but this one I'm going to open. And look at that. What do you think? Now, because I have to heat this up later, I'm going to take a spoonful out of the center and put it on my plate. Now, back in the day, you would flip that over onto a plate and you would cover it with a brandy sauce and you would light the brandy a fire, and that's how it would be served. on fire. Fire, isn't that cool? But I'm just going to, I made up a lemon sauce, which is just corn syrup, or cornstarch, sugar, water, lemon juice, and lemon zest. What do you think? Doesn't that look good? Christmas pudding.